Hi guys, it's been a while. I never thought that I would sit in front of a camera ever again. I don't know. It's been very weird. I just kind of want to sit and chat, talk, whatever. Just kind of get it out. I don't know. There's something uncomfortable about content creation for me. I don't know if it's the years of feeling as if talking about myself in any capacity is selfish and egotistical act, or if it's years of denying that this is something that I've wanted to do. Sorry if I don't look up at all. This is going through it right now, emotionally. I have my notebook to keep me on track, but I don't know what it is. Whether it's taking photos of myself or even doing things that I do love doing, which is makeup videos and fashion videos and vlogs and such. It feels vain almost to do it, and almost it feels like it's out of character, which is such an odd contradiction that I have in my head because I love to share things with people. I love to talk, and I literally host mini TED Talks in my car to an imaginary audience. But truly sitting in front of the camera and talking and getting it all out and even taking the time to edit and shape things feels like an act of vanity. And that has been something I've struggled with my entire life. There's something, it feels inherently wrong to want to practice any form of vanity. Almost like a, this is gonna be really dramatic, but it almost feels like self crucifixion in the most literal way possible to practice vanity. And oddly enough, as an artist, that's what creating is. And I think that's why I have a love hate relationship with being creative, because it is self crucifying vanity. Putting your heart and soul and emotions into this one piece and putting it on display for other people to see in hopes that they understand is in and of itself a form of vanity. And I see so much content from other creators that's the high that they enjoy, that they get to ride on. And for so long I've searched for that high, and every time that I finish a piece, it feels like oxygen leaving my lungs. Like my punishment for thinking that any form of vanity was acceptable. Is watching my art die in silence, while I myself lose the ability to breathe. And yet, when I go long periods of time without creating, I experience the same feeling. And then there's a high when I start to create again, when I start investing in art again. My ability to breathe is returned, and once I'm done, it's gone again. And if I so selfishly believe that showing someone my art will return my ability to breathe, then my lungs are filled with water. It's a violent cycle that I go through. One that leads me back into thought processes that I have disproven in high school. I am scholastically inclined, but I'm not an academic, and that's two things that I continue to mix up in myself. I love to research and study and to learn more, but I hate academic settings. I hate constantly having to prove to people that I'm as smart as I believe that I am. I hate sitting in rooms where people treat any form of opinion as an act of defiance, which in turn does make sense. Like, as a creative, art is the purest form of defiance. And I guess I keep putting myself in academic rooms because I keep denying that I am a creative, and in doing so, proving why academics hate creatives. If my very being of having an opposing opinion is an act of defiance, of course I'd be hated in a room full of people that actively seek to weed out defiance. And in doing so, I continue to starve myself. Creating in every form fills my soul. I think that's why I got into cooking so early in my life as I did. It's a labor of love and passion, and it's a beautiful merriment of all the things that I enjoy. Culture, media, thinking with your senses rather than your mind, and feeling with your mind rather than your senses. It's kind of sickening to think that a task that I love so much over the years has been twisted into something that I desire not to do. Then again, the same thing can be said for writing, though I do enjoy writing because I enjoy talking. I'm on a journey to learn how to let go. A lot of the turmoil that I go through is linked to my inability to let go. And though I'm not alone in this feeling, and I know this, I've seen quite a many creators talk about it, that for so long in my youth I wasn't allowed to feel, especially not in the moment, that now that I'm older, now that it's hitting me, it makes it harder to let go of that situation. Because now I'm looking at it from the perspective of an adult rather than a child. And I question who would hurt a child. And this journey has led me to remember that expression is one of the number one ways to unravel the knot that I'm holding on to. That each time I pull the thread and I pick up my pencil, and every stroke is like intricately pulling that thread apart, straightening out all the loops until that knot is gone. And once that knot is gone, that piece is finished. And then I keep pulling the loop and I create another one and another one until that knot is no longer a knot, and then I am able to remember what was at the core originally. And just as anyone who tries to create anything, I find myself getting frustrated with the process of undoing the knot. I tend to not want to focus on why I'm creating, and I like to focus on the details. The money is in the details, but money is worthless without a plan, but that plan hurts. it hurts to think about. It hurts to think and feel. So I make art, which is counterintuitive because you make art to feel. As far as this path goes, I don't know what to look forward to the future. Every day I battle with the idea that there is a future. That I'm not just sitting in a spiraling hell cycle that's on loop, and somewhere behind the cameras there's people laughing at my agony. In every episode they just figure out a way to make it worse. I'm like an episode of SpongeBob. You'd think the show would get canceled at some point, but it's still here. I've tried journaling. Somehow makes me feel lonelier, more misunderstood. I understand what I wrote down. But my need to be understood, being trapped in this bound book that no one else is going to read, doesn't help me. The idea of paying someone to listen to me doesn't help either. I can't break the idea that the only reason that they say that they understand is because I've already paid them to. And yet I don't believe people. When in genuine conversation and exchangement of experiences, that they too understand what it's like. Unfortunately, I am self-aware that I am a slave to my mind. And though not inherently an enemy, my mind holds the weapons. My immortal kryptonite, really. For as long as I live, so does it. I am working on trying to understand what's going on, though. Understand that my thoughts aren't necessarily evil. It's hard, though. I don't know if this will ever get edited and posted, but if it does and you see this and any part of this felt like something that you feel or made you feel seen, I hope you don't forget that you're not alone. That I too live in a glass box. That the world rushes around. I too see the world moving around me. Yet I feel cemented in place. I don't know if it gets better or easier. Just don't give up.